Hey guys, Master Kid's back with some Forza Motorsport 5 on the Xbox One for you again today, and we are back in my S15. It has a new paint job now. It's a paint job I threw together, tried to get it a bit of a pro Japanese drifter looking sort of sticker setup on it, and I think it looks pretty mean. But I've been working on this vehicle for a long time now to try and get a setup where I can have fairly decent drifts done in it. It's a very high powered car. It's got an RB26 conversion with pretty much all of the race upgrades, so it has incredible power, but it's very, very difficult to find a balance where you can actually use that power in a drift car. So got it to a point now where it's fairly comfortable. So what this replay is going to be that you're going to see now is it's on the Indianapolis GP track, and what it is in Forza you have a section called Rivals, and what you can do is you can go into that little playlist, and what you can do is you can sort of challenge other players that have either set a lap time or set a point score if it's a drift event. And I should talk about the drift events. A lot of people have sort of sent messages, and I've seen some of the comments, and the drift events in this, it's not about time. With these, this is more of a style driving event. You'll see up in the center of the screen there's a point score that comes up. And what that does is that judges your angle and speed through the corner. So in this particular playlist, when you're doing a drift event, you need to try and maintain a heavy angle in your car. So an angle is basically you need to be going through a corner sideways. The more sideways you are and the faster you're going, the more points you'll get. Now the problem with that is it's a very, very fine line between spinning out and going sort of straight. So you need to find that balance on the razor's edge where you can keep the back out, keep the power down, but not spin out and not swerve straight. Very, very hard to explain unless you've actually tried to drift in a game like this. But once you get it, it's a great feeling. And once you have a car that responds the way you want it to respond, in the way that you can sort of throw it into a corner, stab the handbrake to get a little bit more angle, and then it becomes a little more predictable. The most difficult thing I think with a drift car is if it's unpredictable, the way that you might put down the power and it might spit you out of the corner, or it might snap oversteer when you're trying to correct or link corners. So it all comes down to the shakedown of the car. So you need to get that car out there, give it a good tune, and then just practice. I'm in no way, shape or form like in any position to give people advice on how to drift, but I think I'm pretty solid at it. I mean, I'm not too bad, but the guys that are actually at the top of the leaderboards in this, man, craziness. Like this particular lap, 42,000 odd points I think, which is the best that I'd done, put me at about 166 in the world, so top 3% in the world for that particular lap. The top guy has about 70,000 points, so finding those extra points is so difficult. You need to be pinpoint perfect. You need to find your scoring zones on the map. Basically, a scoring zone is when a corner starts and a corner ends. There's like an invisible sort of marker where the scoring zone starts and where it ends, and you need to stay as sideways as possible throughout that scoring zone. So you need to identify where all of those are and try and be as sideways as possible the entire lap. So watching the replays of the top guys is amazing. Some of them can just maintain that angle so well, and it is down to driver skill, but a lot of it is also down to the car setup. So anyway, a lot of people wanted to have a commentary where I talk a little bit more about what this was, the drifting. So that's what it is. It's the Rivals event. You go in, challenge other people, try and set a score, and yeah, this was the best one I'd done on this particular track. But yeah, I think 166 in the world I'm sitting right now, so pretty happy with that. I hope you enjoy, and I hope you've been enjoying something different on the channel with a bit of Forza. I love the racing game, so I might even get into a bit of Gran Turismo 6. It was just released as well. But anyway, until the next video, we'll see you later.